Multiple blasts heard in Jammu City in India-controlled Kashmir, after Pakistan and Indian jets fought, largest dogfight in recent history. Multiple blasts were heard in Jammu City in Indian Kashmir for the second day on Friday, and projectiles seen in the night sky after a blackout. Officials told the Hindustan Times that the incident came amid Pakistani shelling of the city, in response to India's airstrikes on encampments in Pakistan. The newspaper reported that Pakistani drones were seen on the contested border. Several districts of Indian Kashmir, including Jammu, Kathua, Samba, Udhampur, Rajouri, and Poonch, are currently experiencing a complete power outage. Overnight, Indian and Pakistani soldiers exchanged heavy volleys of shells and gunfire across their frontier in Kashmir, killing at least 5 civilians in a growing military standoff that erupted following an attack on tourists in the India-controlled portion of the disputed region. In Pakistan, an unusually intense night of artillery exchanges left at least 4 civilians dead and wounded 12 others in areas near the line of control that divides Kashmir, local police official Adil Ahmed said. People in border towns said the firing continued well into Friday morning. "We're used to hearing exchange of fire between Pakistan and India at the line of control, but last night was different," said Mohammed Shakil, who lives near the frontier in Chakathi sector. In India, military officials said Pakistani troops barraged their posts overnight with artillery, mortars and gunfire at multiple locations in Indian-controlled Kashmir. They said Indian soldiers responded, triggering fierce exchanges until early dawn. 2 people were killed and 4 others injured in Uri and Poonch sectors, police said, taking the civilian death toll in Indian-controlled Kashmir to 18 since Wednesday. Pakistan said Indian mortar and artillery fire has killed 17 civilians in Pakistan-administered Kashmir in the same period. Indian authorities have evacuated tens of thousands of civilians from villages near the volatile frontier. Thousands of people slept in shelters for a second consecutive night. Tensions between the nuclear-armed rivals have soared since an attack on a popular tourist site in India-controlled Kashmir left 26 civilians dead, mostly Hindu Indian tourists, on April 22. New Delhi has blamed Pakistan for backing the attack, an accusation Islamabad rejects. On Wednesday, India conducted airstrikes on several sites in Pakistani territory it described as militant-related, killing 31 civilians according to Pakistani officials. Pakistan said it shot down 5 Indian fighter jets. On Thursday, India said it thwarted Pakistani drone and missile attacks at military targets in more than a dozen cities and towns, including Jammu City in Indian-controlled Kashmir. Pakistan denied that it carried out drone attacks. India said meanwhile it hit Pakistan's air defense systems and radars close to the city of Lahore. The incidents could not be independently confirmed. The Indian Army said Friday that Pakistan fired about 300 to 400 drones overnight in violation of Indian airspace to target military installations in nearly 3 dozen sites along the western borders. India brought down a number of the drones using kinetic and non-kinetic means, Wing Commander Vyomika Singh of the Indian Air Force told a news conference. Meanwhile, social platform X in a statement on Thursday said the Indian government had ordered it to block users in the country from accessing more than 8,000 accounts, including a number of international news organizations and other prominent users. The social platform did not release the list of accounts it was blocking in India, but said the order amounts to censorship of existing and future content, and is contrary to the fundamental right of free speech. Later, X briefly blocked access to the Global Affairs account from which it had posted the statement, also citing a legal demand from India. India's biggest domestic cricket tournament, the Indian Premier League, which attracts top players from around the world, was suspended for 1 week. Pakistan also moved its own domestic tournament to the United Arab Emirates because of the tensions. Panic also spread during an evening cricket match in northern Dharamshala city, where a crowd of more than 10,000 people had to be evacuated from the stadium and the game called off, according to an Associated Press photographer covering the event. Meanwhile, several northern and western Indian states, including Punjab, Rajasthan, Indian-controlled Kashmir, shut schools and other educational institutions for 2 days. Airlines in India have also suspended flight operations from 24 airports across northern and western regions. India's Civil Aviation Ministry late Thursday confirmed in a statement the temporary closure of 24 airports. The impact of border flare-up was also seen in the Indian stock markets. In early trade on Friday, the benchmark Sensex tanked 662 points to 79,649, while Nifty 50 declined 215 points to trade at 24,058. As fears of military confrontations soar and worried world leaders call for de-escalation, the US Vice President J.D. Vance has said that a potential war between India and Pakistan would be none of our business. What we can do is try to encourage these folks to de-escalate a little bit, but we're not going to get involved in the middle of war. That's fundamentally none of our business and has nothing to do with America's ability to control it, Vance said in an interview with Fox News. More to follow.